Hey guys, so I noticed that only a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you like my content, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications to make sure that my content gets to you on time. Hey guys, today I want to talk about a game called Dominion, which I've been enjoying a lot. So Dominion is a very deep and strategic deck building game, which is the predecessor to games like Slay the Spire. The premise behind it is that at the very beginning of the game, you start out with a deck of very shitty cards, and at the very end of the game, you want to create a deck that's very powerful and can buy a lot of victory points. Victory points are these cards, green cards right here. So, for example, this estate, which starts out my deck, gives me one victory point at the very end of the game. A card like Province um, gives me six victory points at the very end of the game, and the goal of the game is to maximize your victory points at the very end of the game. So currently, I have 3 victory points. And at the very end of the game, I want to try to get more victory points than my opponent. Usually, you have an opponent in the Dominion, but I'm playing a solo player game just for the sake of this tutorial. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and get started? So you have 10 cards in your deck at the very beginning. Every single turn, you draw 5. And first, you can play your action cards, which I don't have any. And afterwards, you can play all of your treasure cards. In this case, I have 4 treasure, so I'm going to go ahead and play them. So I played all 4 treasures. This card is a copper. Copper gives me 1 buying power. And I played 4 of them, so I can buy a card costing up to 4. I can buy any of these cards costing up to 4, or I can buy any of these cards over here as well. Let me first go ahead and show you a new card called Silver. Silver is a treasure card that gives me 2 buying power when I buy it. 2 coins when I buy it. It costs 3 coins as indicated in the bottom left. So let me go ahead and buy the silver. And when I buy the silver, it gets added to my discard pile, which eventually gets shuffled into my deck and added to my deck. So once again, I have 3 coins. Let me go ahead and with these coins buy new silver. So as you can tell, I already added 2 silvers to my deck, so my deck is significantly stronger. My next goal right here would to be buy a gold. A gold costs 6 and provides 3 buying power. So a gold is significantly stronger than a silver and a copper, but it costs a lot more money. Right now I cannot afford a gold, so let me go ahead and just build up to a gold, and then show you guys kind of the idea behind it. Oh, kind of unlucky. Okay, here we go. So now with 3 silvers and a copper, I can buy this gold. And with this gold, my deck becomes a lot stronger just by including this gold because it gives me 3 buying power the moment I play it. Okay, so that's basically the idea behind treasures. Now, treasures isn't the only way to try to get your deck stronger. Another way to get your deck stronger is with cards like action cards. During your turn, you can play 1 action card per turn. So let me go ahead and show you guys a card called Smithy. A Smithy costs 4 and gives you 3 cards when you play it. So let me go ahead and buy it. I'll buy a few. Okay, so now when I play a Smithy, I just drew 3 cards. In this case, I drew from 4 card hand to a 7 card hand. As you can see, I have 2 coppers, 3 silvers, and 2 estates. Let's just say I played them, and I have 8 coins now. I want to buy 2 smithies, but I can't, right? Because the issue is that I only have 1 buy per turn. So how would you increase the number of buys you have per turn? In this game, you can also have cards that can give you plus buy as well. So first of all, as an example of a card that gives you plus buy. So if I played a festival, I would have 2 buys. Also, backtracking a little bit. Earlier, I had a smithy. Let's just say I have another smithy in my hand. So instead of this estate, let's just say I have another smithy in my hand. I would not be able to play the smithy. That's because right now I have 0 actions. Once you have 0 actions, you can no longer play any more actions. So any smithies in my hand would be dead. Festivals allows me to play, gives me plus 2 actions for this turn. So playing a festival would cost 1 action, but allow me to get 2 more new actions. So in this case, if I played a festival, then a smithy, I will be able to play another smithy afterwards. So let me go ahead and get a festival to show you guys kind of the idea behind it. Festival also has 1 more line, which is to gives you plus 2 buying power for this 1 turn. So plus 2 coins for this 1 turn. So let me go ahead and add a few festivals to my hand. As you can see, I have 2 smithies in my hand. I can only play 1 of them. So I wanted to show you guys that with Festival, I can now play multiple smithies in 1 turn. I just need to draw it first. Okay, here's a perfect example. Now I have a festival with 2 smithies in my hand. I can first play a festival, then play a smithy. Now I have what's it called? So let me backtrack. Play a festival. Now I have 2 actions and 2 buys for this turn. with these two actions, I can play first a smithy. In this case, I drew into another festival, so I'm going to play that first, then into another smithy. And now you can see that I'm beginning to chain a combo in my deck. My deck is becoming a lot more powerful and a lot more powerful. Now with a festival, smithy, and all these treasures in my deck, in my hand, I now have 16 coins and 3 buying power. So, to keep this going, let me go ahead and buy 2 more festivals and a smithy. So maybe we just need another awesome hand. Maybe this turn I'll buy gold. And then festival, smithy, into smithy. Okay. So now our deck is fairly strong now. So now is the time we can start considering buying victory points. Like I said, victory points are these green cards that provide victory points at the end of the game, but does absolutely nothing during the game. So for example, this estate in my hand has done absolutely nothing this entire time. Every time I draw, it's been a dead card. But, seeing that maybe we can end the game pretty soon, let's go ahead and start buying some provinces. So I can buy a few provinces, and then maybe buy a few more festivals. Play my combo out. Play all my treasures. I'll use autoplay from now on. And then the game should end fairly soon. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through the steps of ending this game maybe, just so you guys know kind of how it's done. Usually there's 2 players, right? So you would only need to get 4 out of the 8 promises. You can see that there's 4 left in the pile as indicated by this red card. Usually you would need to only get about 4 because each player gets 4 promises. For the sake of this demo, I'll go ahead and pick up every single promise to show you guys that the game ends when the promise piles runs out. And then all I need is just 1 more province. Okay, so there I have it. So now the game is over. Oh, that was really loud. But you can see that I took 23 turns and I'm able to have 8 promises, which gives me 6 victory points each, and 3 estates, which gives me 1 victory point each. Hopefully that's enough victory points where I can beat out my opponent and win the game. So yeah, I've been really enjoying Dominion, and that was just basically a very, 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 very high level summary of the game. I want to show you guys that there's about there's about 400 of these cards in the entire game, so there's a lot of cards. And basically there's cards that are like 2-card combos, 3-card combos, 4-card combos. There's even combos that like literally use every single of the cards in the entire 10 cards in the entire kingdom in order to pull off a combo. And like basically you'll never play the same game twice, and the strategic depth of this game is absolutely insane. So if you want to follow along, I recommend you trying out Dominion. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, I hope you guys learned at least a little bit, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, bye-bye.